Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie Rants alongside Tommy Krysan here on Sports Shorts Daily, presented by LeBear's Casino. TK over at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood in Baton Rouge. And I'm coming to you from the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame studios. And we'll be over at LeBear's, by the way, tomorrow morning for Sports Shorts Radio, which will be 10 to noon on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Myself, TK, and Hunter McCann. Make sure you tune into that. Anywhere in the country, anywhere around the world, the 104.5 ESPN app is your place to listen to Sports Shorts Radio on Saturday mornings from 10 to noon. Hopefully, I'll sound a little better tomorrow.
You
Today on
sound better
Sports,
than you did a couple of days ago, Ryan.
been a rough couple of days for the old throat
Was that
voice.
just the old throat went away on you, I think?
I think it was a combination of that, a little bit of allergies here in Baton Rouge, that kind of thing, all taking effect, and
It,
we'll see.
was it going to be
Um,
better by the time you go to Seattle for the All Star game next week?
Will not be going to Seattle for the All Star game, so it'll be better by the time I'm watching the All Star game on Tuesday, July 11th. Than it is, than I'd probably feel better if I went to Seattle, but I'm not going to be doing that. Um, Today, Tommy, on Sports Shorts, we'll recap sort of the Baton Rouge, the Texas Collegiate League All Star game, which was at Alex Box Stadium Wednesday night. We appreciate the over 500 fans that came out and checked out the game, kind of dodged the weather. We got very fortunate. Rain all around, but nothing at the box. I guess it never rains in Tiger Stadium. That myth sort of helped us a little bit. And then we've got, of course, Rougarou action Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. We play tonight. Fireworks at 7 o'clock, thanks to Jerry Lane Chevrolet and Enterprises. And then tonight's game going to be a big one. Play the Brazos Valley Bombers, one of the best teams in the league, tonight and tomorrow. And then Sunday we're at home. So 3 games in a row, specials and different things each night. Come on out. Doors open at 6. Games first pitch 7:05. Tommy, speaking of all stars, we got the list from the Louisiana Sports Writers Association yesterday about all the different all stars and things that are going on around the state from college baseball. Not a surprise, even with a lot of great talent in the state of Louisiana, LSU dominated this list.
Well, they should. They were the best team in college baseball this year. We saw that. They win 4 of the 5 major awards: Hitter of the Year, Pitcher of the Year. Well, hitter was Dylan Cruz, pitcher Tommy Paulskins, newcomer of the year Tommy White, coach of the year Jay Johnson. The freshman of the year goes to Santa Maria product Jacob Myers, excellent pitcher, put up some great numbers for Nichols in the Southland Conference. Right-hander who's really, really good and has really come on. He was not great at Santa Maria. He was very good, but he has really kicked it up. He's been developed by the coaches at Nichols. So he was the freshman of the year. There's some other LSU guys on second team and whatnot, and it's kind of spread out around the state from LSU Shreveport to Louisiana Tech, McNeese, UNO. I mean, there's a lot of guys on there from around the state, which validates the fact that baseball is pretty darn good. And by the way, don't forget Delgado into the Junior College World Series this year. So it's a football state. We've all said that. We all know that. But baseball is very, very strong from the youth leagues all the way up through the collegiate. In Baton Rouge, the Texas Collegiate League having 2 teams, obviously with Baton Rouge and Acadiana. So baseball's it's behind football, but not far.
The LSU baseball list, I mean, obviously could have multiple names, and you gotta the LSWA player list is all encompassing. It's Division III, it's NAIA, it's junior college, it's everything. So it's a very difficult task that the LSWA has to try to pick players that. Hey, look, we know that maybe Cade Veloso, for example, I don't even know if he made first,
He's
second.
the DH.
Okay,
First team.
so somebody like him, like, okay, what if a guy DH'd and hit 400 and Cade hit 320 and Cade hit 15 homers and that guy hit a 10, but he's at a junior college, who gets that first team DH? And that's where it gets a little arbitrary and you go off of,
Well,
what they did.
and they got Trey Morgan's second team as an outfielder. We know how great he is defensively at first base. So I mean, it's a very tough job for the Louisiana Sports Writers Association, and those guys and girls work hard. I know many of them, and I'm happy that they put this out, but it's a tough job. And then somebody got left out. There are a couple of names in the honorable mention category, but it's tough. But that's a tribute to the fact of what we just said. Baseball in Louisiana is among the best in the country. If you go top to bottom, throw in the high school teams, throw in travel ball, throw in all the great recreation leagues. I mean, baseball's it's got it going on.
So obviously Sunday is the draft. The draft starts on Sunday.
6 o'clock.
Couple little
So you
notes.
just see that Jay Johnson's going to be on the commentator? Well, that's
Yeah.
what you're going to say. I just knocked you out. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Jay's going to be a guest in studio at the Major League Baseball draft. He will be there. Dylan Cruz actually having a viewing party in Florida. Paul Maneri is actually going to be at that party. He flew out there to go be a part of that. And so, it's expected that Cruz and Skeens are going to go 1 and 2. I mean, that's what everybody's expecting to happen. And it would be history if it did. Jay Johnson will be there to do his part. What a great publicity thing it is for LSU. It's been that way all spring. It's going to continue to be that way. It'll be talked about for years to come if they go 1 and 2 in the draft. So we know they're going high. I'm curious to see, where does Trey Morgan go? We've heard as high as second round. Is he going to play outfield? Is he going to play first base? To me, he is super intriguing because he's a utility flex kind of guy, left-handed, of course. Where will somebody that could come back, somebody like Travinsky, will Travinsky get drafted? He's a redshirt sophomore. He would have 2 years of eligibility left. He'd have a draft year of eligibility next year. If he came back, he'd be a much higher draft pick. He'd DH. He'd be in the coaching rotation. Will Milazzo get drafted, even with the injury at all? So it's to people like Milazzo, people like Travinsky that have a chance to come back. Those are the ones to me that are the most interesting in this draft. We pretty much know, and LSU's pretty much said, that Jordan Thompson's not coming back. But Jordan Thompson hit 240 something, right? And obviously could improve his draft stock, but does it matter for Jordan Thompson to come back and move up, 5 more rounds, be a senior, not going to have any leverage with the money? He's already won a national championship. What are his goals? What does he do? It's expected he's going to leave, but I'm still curious to see where Jordan Thompson goes. There's so many. I'm not worried about Cruz and Skeens so much. I'm worried about the other guys that have a chance to come back and help LSU. I want to see where they go.
Well, in rounds 1 and 2 will be Sunday evening, starting at 6 o'clock our time. So some of those other names we got to wait till Monday, Tuesday, and I think it goes all day Monday. It's not just a prime time thing. So we'll be getting that information at some point on Monday and Tuesday for sure. And then there'll be a free agent signing or two, just like, football does. But, Pittsburgh Pirates go first. Washington Nationals go second. It's expected that it's Skeens Cruz or Cruz Skeens. And we'll get that answer on Sunday evening.
Jay Johnson will be a part of the broadcast Sunday night only, and he'll be doing the first and second round with the crew. So great opportunity for LSU to just increase its brand with him being there the entire draft. And there's so many players, Tommy. There's people that reach out constantly behind the scenes trying to figure out if there's a spot for them on LSU's roster. I'm talking about guys around the country that are just absolute studs or upcoming studs. I've personally gotten phone calls. I've gotten phone calls from people that are close to people that are wanting to gauge interest. I mean, it is unbelievable how many players out there. And look, there's a coaching position open, not technically a coaching position, but there's a baseball ops job open, the baseball operations job at LSU, which at the moment doesn't involve coaching. There are head coaches that have been in the NCAA regional that are applying for that job as the baseball ops guy at LSU because A, it's really good money, even though it's a baseball ops job. And 2, they look at Jay Johnson as like some sort of Nick Saban, where if you go there as an analyst, next thing you know, you'll be a head coach somewhere. And you look at LSU baseball, 3 assistants, 3 years, 3 head coaching jobs after Jay. And so other coaches are like, I can go to LSU, make the same amount of money or more than what I'm doing now, do less, learn and get branded LSU and end up a head coach at a better spot. And that's what's happening right now with their program. It's unbelievable what great shape LSU baseball's in.
It has trended way up, and again, I don't think it's going to trend down. We've discussed this, like Mississippi State after 21 and Ole Miss after 22. They went the wrong direction for a variety of reasons. I don't think that's going to happen at LSU. Jay Johnson will not let that happen.
Let's move over from you get the draft on Sunday, Monday, leading right up into the All-Star game on Tuesday from the Emerald City in Seattle. There's a couple of caveats that are really interesting. And one of them had the same time. Ron Washington, the former manager of the Texas Rangers that led them to the World Series, round 13 years ago or so as manager, the New Orleans native who lives in New Orleans in the offseason. He is currently the third base coach, infield coach for the Atlanta Braves, has been for a few seasons. Both Texas Rangers and the Atlanta Braves are all over this All-Star game.
They really are. And, Ron Washington, there's a lot of videos for you young coaches out there that are coaching kids. A lot of videos that he's got where he's on his knees with a little short fungo, banging the ball to people. He's teaching them how to push through that backhand. I mean, it's unbelievable. Well, all four of the Braves infielders are at the All-Star game. A couple of them are starters, a couple of them are reserves. And there was a big article at CrescentCitySports.com. Ron's from New Orleans. Still has a home there, from what I understand. And there was a big article. I read it that, how proud he is to have all of his infielders. Everybody talks about managers in Major League and a pitching coach and maybe a hitting coach, but do they really talk about the infield coach? Washington may be the best ever. I don't know. It may be a wild, crazy statement to say, but he's so proud. He works hard. He loves the game of baseball. He's a lifer, since he played in New Orleans at John McDonough High School many, many decades ago. And he's been in the game he wouldn't know what to do if he couldn't put a baseball uniform on every year. So I'm happy for and isn't he going into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame?
He's getting inducted at the end of this month, July 27th through 29th. Going to take a couple days off from the Braves schedule to be a part of it in Natchitoches. He's super excited. He'll be joining Paul Byrd, another Atlanta Brave, in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, along with Eli Pulmonary and others. But get your tickets at lasportshall.com, lasportshall.com. You can check out all the deals going on, all the details. There's 7 events in 3 days, and we want you to come up to Natchitoches and be a part of it.
What are those dates again?
July 27th through July 29th in Natchitoches and Alexandria, multiple events. And the great thing about all of these events, Tommy, these Hall of Famers are accessible. They are excited to be there. They take the time out to visit with people. Most of them are going to sign autographs and pictures and all that as well. It's just a really cool deal. And, of course, on the 29th, you'll get a lot of former Hall of Famers that will attend.
Yeah, LASportsHall.com. It's on your screen. All the info, tickets, everything you need to know is right there at LASportsHall.com. And I know we'll talk about it more as it gets a little closer, but hey, people, go ahead and check it out now. Get your tickets now.
So the All-Star game, tons of Rangers, tons of Atlanta Braves players. The Home Run Derby, though, will be Monday night. What's his name is the favorite? The guy for the Florida Gators, New York Mets. Big righty.
Pete Alonso.
The polar bear, right? He's trying to go for 3 home run titles in a row, I believe, TK. I mean,
yeah.
But I'm glad he's doing it. Like a lot of times when guys, win 1 or 2 in a row, they shut it down and don't do it anymore. Like the dunk contest or 3-point contest, things like that. I'm glad Pete Alonso is going to do it. Everybody wants to see the best.
Yeah, I agree. And I watched a Mets game a couple of nights ago. I had a few innings on, and he hit a bomb. And, I mean, he hit one. When he hits home runs, those aren't those ones where the outfield is going back and looking up. And, he hits it, and the outfielder just stops running because it's going to be 20 rows up or higher. So when he hits a bomb, it's a bomb.
Yeah, he's a Tommy White bomb. It's like
He hits tanks. No, he hits tanks. That's the new word. They all take it. I hope they all take it from Tommy White, but even the big league announcers on different things were saying he hit a tank. And I'm thinking, I wonder if that really started with Tommy White.
Did you see? God, it's hard to believe, Tom, that we're like 10 days away from LSU press conference at the SEC media days. Where 10 days away from Brian Kelly taking the
Yeah.
microphone to talk football. Like it's here.
Well, they're in Nashville this year. A little different twist for the SEC football media days. Brian Kelly on the schedule for day one. Now, they haven't released the times or the order of the coaches. 4 days. They'll get through all 14 coaches, and I think the commissioner speaks, and I think the head of the officials speaks. But Kelly is on the schedule first day. We just don't know the exact time. I'm sure we'll get that in the next couple of days or so. But Ronnie, I saw some posts on Twitter this morning. College football is 50 days away. Not for every team, but the season, there's teams that will be playing real games 50 days from today, college football. So before we know it, we're going to blink. We got a lot of Rougarou baseball. We got the Sports Hall of Fame thing. And then we got the Saints going to be getting together in a little bit. It's right around the corner. I mean, you can hear the rumbles.
A little Rougarou news for you. So the first half, the second half began. Technically, the second half began last Saturday, I guess. But we played a couple of games in the second. But we had the All-Star game, and traditionally, that is the first second half kind of break. People don't realize in the Major League, there's actually more games played prior to the All-Star game than there is after the All-Star game. I think it's sort of the middle exact. But we've got some new players. We've got new coaches for the Rougarou in the second half. Gavin Guidry, the former, the current LSU closer, will make his debut tonight. He'll be playing on the infield the rest of the summer. So Gavin Guidry, the LSU reliever who got the final 2 innings of work at the College World Series and got the final out, he will be the former Bar Buck who had a great freshman year. He'll be joining us today along with some other players. Cody Jamison is our new. A lot to like and a lot going on here the next 30 days.
Yeah, I'm excited about a 3-game homestand this weekend. I'm excited about the new coaches that we have, the players, and Jeff Palermo and I on the call tonight if you can't make it. But you need to pack the Pete. That's the big post coming out of the Rougarou. Fill up Pete Goolsby Field. The grandstand, you're out of the sun. For everything for adults, children, kids run the bases fourth inning. I mean, there's just so much going on. And the All-Star game was a lot of fun the other night. I enjoyed it. Good brand of baseball. But I have one thought, Ronnie, and I don't know if you're going to host the All-Star game next summer. But if you do, which I hope we do, can we get a celebrity that can hit the ball maybe to the warning track? The celebrity home run thing was not – it didn't go off real well.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They're not used to hitting the baseball. A couple of LSU football players, Atlanta Falcon legend Todd McClure, the guy from Parish County Line, and the women's basketball assistant coach. They're good at what they do. It's not hitting home runs in the celebrity contest.
Yeah, I think the only thing we can do, Tommy, is bring in like a 200-foot temporary fence, which is not easy to do at all of a sudden. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of anticlimactic. Although I was funny watching some of these people swing and miss. I mean, Harold Perkins ain't going to swing and miss on the football field, I can assure you. But he swung and a whole hell of a lot at Alex Box Stadium on Wednesday night. TK, tell us about Tremonti's before we get out of here.
Well, Tremonti's got everything you need. They'll have some boiled crabs tomorrow. They got lunch specials today, fried catfish with the crawfish etouffee on it. They can do on-site catering. Go to Tremonti's.com or stop by or Jefferson Highway, right down the street from Parkview Baptist Church and School. Tremonti's meat and seafood, the wine, the whiskey, 20 different flavors of sausage. They got everything you need here for your parties, your weekend. You got to take some stuff on summer vacation. Stop in Tremonti's. You'll be impressed at how much stuff they truly have in here.
Please like and share this video. Spread the word. We'll be back on Monday morning where we'll be talking about the Major League Baseball draft. Will Dylan Cruz, Bill Paulski, 1 and 2, which is expected. I know Jay Johnson thinks they will in that order. So we will that and a whole lot more. Looking forward to it. For Tommy, I'm Ronnie. Make sure you listen tomorrow morning for more 104.5 in Baton Rouge. Sports George Radio live from La Bears Casino and the Barstool Sportsbook from 10 till noon. Until then, have a great one, everybody.